Welcome to my channel stories by Roshko. The Tale of Two Brothers, a lesson in responsibility. In a serene village nestled deep within the Alps, the lives of two brothers, James and John, unfolded. James, the elder brother, was the epitome of responsibility. He toiled from dawn to dusk, ensuring their small household was well provided for and their aging parents were cared for. John, on the other hand, was the opposite. A carefree soul who despised work and spent his days with the most idle men in the village. John's antics were the source of endless frustration for the family. He often mocked his mother's cooking, created unnecessary arguments, and shirked any responsibility. His reckless behavior became a burden, one that James bore with growing weariness. One day, as James returned from the village market, his arms laden with heavy bags of groceries, he crossed paths with John. Wiping the sweat from his brow, James asked, "Brother, could you give me a hand with these bags?" John scoffed and shrugged. "I don't like working," he said with a sly grin. James's patience snapped. "If you don't work, John, then you won't eat what I've bought," he said firmly. But John merely patted James on the back and sauntered off to join his friends. That evening, when dinner was served, John strolled into the kitchen, his stomach growling. "Mother, I'm hungry," he said. His mother, her face filled with sorrow, shook her head. "Your brother has set a rule. Only those who work or contribute can eat what he provides. Your father works in the fields, I keep the house running, and James earns the money for our food. We only had enough for those who helped." John's face flushed with anger. "This is ridiculous," he yelled, storming off to his room. He slammed the door, but his fury didn't fill the emptiness in his stomach. Days passed and the pattern repeated. Each night, John would stomp off to bed hungry, his pride refusing to let him give in. But hunger has a way of softening even the hardest of egos. One crisp morning, after a sleepless night, John woke to the sound of silence. His father was in the fields, and James had gone to work. He wandered into the kitchen, where he saw a pile of dirty dishes and an untidy room. Taking a deep breath, he rolled up his sleeves and began washing the dishes. The clatter of pots and pans drew his mother into the room. Her eyes widened with surprise and joy. "John, you're helping?" she asked, her voice trembling with hope. He nodded, a little embarrassed. "I thought maybe I could do something." The two worked side by side that morning. John swept the floors, wiped the counters, and even fetched water from the well. At lunchtime, his mother placed a warm plate of food before him, and they ate together. For the first time in years, the food tasted better to John. The house sparkled, and he felt an unfamiliar sense of accomplishment. When James and their father returned home that evening, they were taken aback by the sight of the clean house and John waiting to greet them. James dropped his bag and embraced his younger brother. "You've made me proud today, John." John smiled, his eyes glistening. "I realized running away from responsibilities doesn't make life easier. It makes it lonelier. Helping feels good." From that day on, John became a changed man. He worked alongside his family, shared in their joys and struggles, and discovered that true happiness came from contributing and being part of something greater than himself. The little house in the Alps became brighter, not just because it was cleaner, but because the family within it had grown stronger, together. The moral of the story is, responsibility and hard work not only build character, but also bring fulfillment and joy. Avoiding duties may seem easier, but it leads to isolation and dissatisfaction, while contributing to family and community creates a sense of belonging and purpose. If you like my story, please subscribe and do return for more stories. Thank you for watching.